ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Carli, the warrior princess Lombardo, fighting out of Victory MMA, but your OG place is Team Black MMA.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that right? Okay.
That's correct.
Carli, it's an honor to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. Now, let's get down here. First of all, warrior princess, where did that come from? Like, what's going on there?
I don't know. I just warrior princess. I thought a warrior princess. Warrior princess. I can go by secret weapon. The Chronic Queen was my original OG name,
There
but
we
I
go.
think warrior princess is sticking a little better.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, so let's go back in time. How old are you now, by the way?
I'm 26.
26. When did you start doing any type of fighting? What age?
So fighting, my first fight was in 2019.
Okay.
Pandemic hit and I was just training out of the backyard. But my first martial art was actually in high school. I was around 14 or 15 when I first started as a grappler.
Okay. So that's how everything started. That was the first thing that you ever did.
That was the first thing.
Grappling.
My first love was grappling.
So 14, 15, how in the world did that start? Like, what got you into that?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. So I played water polo for 4 years in high school. And then one day, me and my girlfriends were on a jog doing some cross training for water polo in the off season. And they're like, hey, you want to join the wrestling team? And I'm like, why the wrestling team? But it was kind of a girl's thing. Like, if you go, I'll go. And at that time, there was not a lot of women wrestlers. And it's one of now the fastest growing sports in the nation. So I ended up going with them. It was kind of a domino effect. They got me into it. They ended up quitting, not really liking it. I loved it, thrived. It was really like a grounding place for me. And it all snowball affected. I got to wrestle in college as well. So yeah, that's kind of how it all started.
And
just going with some girlfriends to check out the wrestling team.
Okay, so I haven't heard of this, right? So I'm East Coast. I'm
Yeah.
the old dog here, 50-something. So back in my day, there were no women wrestling.
There was, yeah. I mean, now it's just starting to get very popular.
Yeah, how does this is becoming a thing?
It is.
And so you started 14, 15 years old wrestling.
I did.
So were you wrestling other women?
I was wrestling other women in competition.
Yes.
In the mat, no. I mean, I had 2 other women training partners, but we'd wrestle with the guys too.
And you loved this.
I loved it.
What did you love about it?
I don't know. It's just so grounding, spiritual. It's very primal feeling.
Yeah.
So.
And so you said that a couple times, grounding. So what was going on in your life up to that point? Like, how was your childhood? How was your upbringing? Was there anything going on where you needed that grounding? Is that?
Things were a little hard growing up. I mean, I didn't have a super rough background. I would just say like my parents were divorced and that was a little hard on me. I think I took it harder out of all my sisters. I have 3 other sisters. Yeah. So I think that's one thing that might have affected me growing up a little bit, and it just was really grounding. Like, my friends were more like my family, I felt like,
yeah.
And I felt like a sense of community.
Nice. And so your friends bailed.
Yeah, and I met some new girlfriends there. One of a girl I'm really good friends with still now to this day, named Veronica. So lifelong friend.
Yeah, and so okay. So then that wrestling, and you did in college.
I did for a little bit, yes. So
You were that good.
You know, I like to be humble, but yes, I feel like I was pretty good. So at the time, I was like, hey, either I want to play a sport in college. It's either going to be water polo or wrestling, and I had put my name in like on this site, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll see if I get like a ring back. And 2 colleges hit me up, one from Indiana, one from Iowa, and I went with the one with Iowa because I was like, in my head, Iowa's known for wrestling.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. It was a great experience. I loved being in Iowa for 2 years that I was out there. So.
And then what did that turn? How did that turn into then going into MMA or any other type of art?
Yeah. So my career got I wouldn't say got cut a little short. I took a little detour. I had my daughter, came back home, and I got into MMA after that when she was about 2 years old. I was a stay-at-home mom for a little bit, and I was like, hey, I want to take this further.
Yeah.
I want to take it further, and now I'm here. This will be my 11th fight.
Wow. So, all right, hold on here. Go back.
Yes.
So you went into MMA. What made you decide?
So what made me decide to switch to MMA?
Yeah.
So initially when I was in high school, before I went to college, I knew this is what I wanted to do. So I was like, okay, I'm going to wrestle in college and then see afterwards wherever life takes me. But I saw women fighting on TV. It was Carla Esparza and Thug Rose. And it wasn't their most recent match, obviously. It was their first one. And that was a way better match than their last one.
Yeah.
And it just really inspired me because Carla Esparza was a wrestler. And I was like, this woman's wrestling in a cage and this other girl's trying to throw punches at her and grapple her back. And I was like in awe. And that was kind of like when I was like, light bulb, like this is something that I want to pursue. And I've always just stayed the course.
And
No
so
matter the detours, I'm like, this is what I want to do.
And so you knew that you wanted to do it, and then you got into MMA training.
Yes.
Right? Was this at Black? It started there.
So I was at a team before that, and then it wasn't a great fit. So I ended up going to Team Black,
Okay.
and that's in Antioch, California, in the Bay Area. So I'm actually not from San Diego.
Right.
I'm all the way out here for fight camp training in San Diego at Victory MMA
Come
for
on,
this camp.
Victory. Let's go.
And I feel like I'm growing a lot as an athlete. There's a lot of women there. The community's amazing. I can't say enough good things about Victory.
I love it. Okay, so your daughter, how old is she now?
She's 6 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
Isn't that
I just
amazing?
actually got off the phone with her. I was like, she's like, Mom, I love your hair. I was like, I'm actually getting ready to do a fight interview. I love and miss you so much. And she's like, I'm watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I was like, oh, that's so fun.
No way.
Yeah. I'm keeping in contact with her. I miss her like crazy. This is actually the longest I've ever been away from her. It was a really hard decision to come out here. But I'm like, hey, if I want to grow and like excel, I really was drawn towards San Diego, and I'm here.
I love it.
I made it happen.
And what is it about MMA that you just love? Talk to me about this. Like, what do you...
So your first fight, I mean, for me particularly, like everything's a little bit in slow motion. Now that I've had like the amount of fights that I've had.
How many have you had again?
So this will be my 11th.
11th, okay.
Yes. You get into more of a flow state. You really test yourself. Like you can't test yourself any other way in life. This is like testing yourself this way. You can't like do it any other way.
No, not to this level.
Not basketball, not football. This isn't a game. This is a fight. You are going toe to toe with somebody your size, your weight class. Hopefully your same experience of training. Hopefully it's a favorable matchup. But it's like you're testing yourself to the extreme limit, and it's a very primal feeling.
Primal feeling.
Primal.
You keep going back to this.
Yes.
You're like, this is...
You're in such a flow state once you get, everything down.
And so what's your record?
I am 3-7 right now. Record I'm working on getting back the wins. That's
Yep.
why I'm back here at Victory.
Yep.
I fought 6 times in 1 year. I fought like
Wow.
I've never. This is my first real fight camp, so I was a little disappointed. When my original opponent dropped out.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, this is probably the best I'm been so far. I've had 2 months here at Victory. I've been putting in so much work. I did, I think, like 4 hours of training, 5 hours of training today.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm all in.
I'm
all
love it.
in.
What would you say your specialty is out of all what you train in?
So, it's funny. I started as a grappler, but I have a love for Muay Thai now. I love Muay Thai and the stand-up art right now.
Love it. Okay, so let's talk about the next fight. Like, how confident are you? Tell the fans right now, what can they be prepared to see when you get in that ring?
Every time I get in there, you're going to see a show.
Talk to me.
You're going to see a show. From the walkout, some people have their opinion on like walkout song. Oh,
Yeah.
It's not important. It is
Yes, it
important.
is.
It is so, I don't care.
Absolutely.
If you're a fighter, that walkout song is so important. And I base it a lot on like what I'm going through that time in life. I literally have a whole walkout playlist, and I'm like, okay, like what song am I feeling more this fight? How am I gonna, feel? I don't want to be too emotional when I walk out, because fighting is a very emotional sport, but you don't want to be in your
Correct.
feelings.
Right.
So I would say something like in between, right,
Yep.
to get me hyped up, but also like keep me like a good in between song, and
Yep.
something that I can feel that I'm going through that fight camp in like element. And
You just seem like the sweetest girl that I've ever met here. Okay. What happens when you step in that ring? Are you really nice? You the sweet girl in the ring? What happens when you step in the ring? Talk to me.
Well, I have that switch that flips on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
I
tell
do. My walkout music definitely gets me hyped up and the crowd hyped up for sure. I don't think they would think I'd walk out to that type of music. So it's kind of like curiosity for the fans. And then it's like I have my switch that's flipping on.
And
Yeah,
what
I
is
get
the
fired up.
mentality at that point? How much do you want to just battle?
It's kill or be killed. Like, kill or be killed.
That's
like, you're my opponent, and I see you as my opponent, and you're trying to take food off my plate.
Come on.
It's the primal instinct.
Yep. And food off your daughter's plate.
And food off my daughter's plate.
That ain't
So
happening.
it's all business in the cage, and we can hug it out after. But like, it's kill or be killed when I'm in there.
And what is so grappling's your specialty? You'd say.
I would say more Muay Thai right
Muay
now.
Thai-
My
oh,
Muay
really?
Thai is
Okay.
surpassing my grappling right now.
Wow.
Yes.
Because you started with grappling.
I started with grappling, but I was like, wow.
And what do you like about Muay
Thai?
Thai? What is it about Muay Thai that you like?
I just
Kicking
the
people's legs?
intensity, just the technicality of it. I mean, grappling's very technical too,
Yeah.
but it's just I just love Muay Thai. Muay Thai, stand up
Do you-
boxing.
Do you kick legs a lot?
I mix it up.
Okay.
You gotta mix it up. You gotta keep them guessing.
Oh yeah, we're not going to give any secrets
not gonna
away
give
here.
any
We're not going to give any
secrets
secrets here,
away.
ladies and gentlemen. Nuh-uh, not on this show. All right, the big question. Because you train how many days a week?
Around 6 days a week.
6 days a week.
And
Okay.
multiple times a day.
Multiple times a day, because
Yes.
that's not normal. In fact, it's quite psychotic.
It's
right?
a little bit.
It
It's
is.
a little obsessive.
It is.
Yes.
So what I'm getting at here is something has to drive you that is bigger than just fighting. It's got to be something deep, and I call it your why. What is your why right now? Why are you fighting? What keeps you going? What keeps you motivated to get up every day, get up early, through injuries, through pain, through sweat and tears? What keeps you going?
I don't think I would take fighting as serious as I do now if I didn't have my daughter
Come
at
on.
a young age. And I was 110% say my daughter. It's from who I hang around, my daily habits, everything I do. I keep that in the back of my mind. I have somebody back home that's counting on me, and that's really what drives me. I'm not always able to be home, and it breaks my heart, but that's what pushes me. I want her to be able to. I see Leah McCourt. She has a daughter, and she's in Bellator, a really big women's fighter in Bellator right now. And she's a mother, and it's really inspiring to see that her daughter is able to travel the world with her while she takes fights. So I believe that her daughter is homeschooled, and I would love that for me and my daughter one day.
I love that. Okay, so let's finish this interview with a little. Say something to your daughter about this, what she means to you, and we'll sign off.
Mom loves you so much. I'm going to make it happen for you.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Carli, the warrior princess. It's been an honor.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait to watch you fight.
Yes.
Good luck, sister.
Thank
I love
you.
this. Let's go. Come on.
Go.
That's a wrap.